First and foremost, Jeremy, the 400 million, what is it going to be used for?
Well, thanks for having me on, Caroline. The 400 million has been part of our capital plan for continuing to scale, invest. We're growing internationally. We're building very significant investments in product development. We're investing in sales and marketing around, getting more and more, literally thousands of businesses to use USDC as an infrastructure to build on USDC as a core part of their applications, driving more use cases in payments, commerce, financial apps. So it's really investment capital and growth capital to continue to drive the incredible growth and adoption that we've seen over the past couple of years.
Incredible growth and adoption that is predicated on institutional players getting involved. Now, Fidelity, we know, had sort of pinned its horse to the race that is crypto and got involved in the space earlier. But it was interesting that, well, BlackRock, to a large extent, we knew was helmed by Larry Fink and himself, a little bit of a cautious cynic, dare I say it, of the world of crypto, but had started to write about the infrastructure play, the payments, the way in which it could facilitate trades. Is that really what's going on here, the use of stable coins? Why would BlackRock get involved?
Well, look, we're very excited. This is a corporate strategic investment from BlackRock. It's not investing their clients' money, it's their own money. And alongside it, a strategic partnership has been formed between Circle and BlackRock, which is focused on the reserve management model for USDC. They are a primary manager of the reserves that back USDC, which is really important to get institutional acceptance for people to understand the safety, soundness, security of all this. But importantly, this is about how are we upgrading the fundamental financial market infrastructure of the way dollars work in capital markets. As we know today, the banking system doesn't move at the speed of the internet. There's counterparty risk, there's settlement risk, there's all kinds of challenges that are there. And I think BlackRock plays an incredibly large role in capital markets, managing $10 trillion of assets and dealing with that infrastructure. And so this is an opportunity to bring use cases for USDC. Certainly there are major use cases today in digital asset markets, DeFi, NFTs, cross-border payments. But in core capital markets, we see an enormous opportunity. I would say just the final comment on that is that, I think there's a belief in the opportunity in establishing dollar digital currency and private sector-led innovation in dollar digital currency. And I think BlackRock can be a huge partner for us as we try and establish that as a preeminent model that the U.S. can really get behind.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy, there's this incredible convergence of TradeFi and DeFi here, and I'm wondering, we've reported that you're closer to submitting an application to operate as a bank in the United States. A couple questions there. How soon can we see that kind of an application happen? And also, how much is that contingent on the regulatory environment that we're seeing right now?
Well, we're seeing tremendous progress in the regulatory environment. The policy discussion has shifted massively over the last year from one really focused on sort of the risks and challenges of stablecoins, now to a world where, the head of the Federal Reserve, Secretary Yellen, the head of the OCC, the Undersecretary of Treasury, members of Congress on the left, on the right, Democrats, Republicans. This has become a nonpartisan issue, which is how do we ensure that dollar digital currencies become the currency of the internet, and policies moving towards that and making sure that large private sector actors are well regulated, that can have federal supervision. And so there's really been a move towards that. We're very excited about the progress that's being made in Washington, D.C., the engagement we're seeing from the OCC and others. And so we're very confident that this is going to become not only a federally supervised and regulated critical market infrastructure, but it's going to help the United States be competitive
Jeremy,
in this digital currency arena.
For Circle, how important is this to you to get this done swiftly, perhaps even as early as this year, in terms of becoming a bank?
Yeah, look, I think our view is, I've sort of said this publicly multiple times. There's no OCC exam manual for a stablecoin issuer. This is a new arena. And so, we're dealing with multiple public blockchains. For example, USDC operates on 8 different public blockchains. What are the operational risk management procedures? What are the fundamental liquidity requirements? We're a full reserve, like a full reserve bank. We're applying to become a full reserve bank, not a fractional reserve bank. So there's a lot of novelty to stablecoin-based payment systems and banking. It's a new phenomenon. And so there's a lot of work to do to get that right. We're patient. We want to get that right. We're going to work collaboratively with regulators on that and ultimately get to a place where there's great supervision on critical market infrastructure that is going to be at the foundation of the economic system in the next 50 years.
What about collaboration with others in the space of stablecoins? I think of Tether, for example. I mean, is there a winner takes all? Do you think that you do need to collaborate together?
I mean, our view is, very specifically, we believe there needs to be, sound national policy and regulatory models around this, not just in the United States, but around the world. We're seeing really strong indications from the UK Treasury and UK government. We're seeing strong indications from other major financial market centers wanting to define the standards for this. So I think regulatory harmonization is really important, having those standards, but also technology standards. So USDC itself was originally launched and is governed as a set of standards through the Center Consortium. We want to grow that and scale that and see more stablecoins and more currencies around the world that can follow these same set of standards. We think that kind of standards and interoperability as well as regulatory harmonization is what's going to really bring this to life.
We're getting a question from a viewer, actually, Jeremy, and that's about USDT and Bitfinex. How would a potential fall of USDT mean for crypto?
I think that we've seen incredible growth from things like USDC. We've seen incredible growth in this whole sector. I think major institutional players that are at the core of liquidity in these markets are very, very active in that. And so I think that the crypto economy is quite resilient and certainly would be resilient from an event like that.